Soft Star shoes have always been made handcrafted. It's kind of started out as more of a cottage industry. There's a lot of just pride and a good feeling you have when you go home at the end of the day, being able to touch and feel and create things. We sell directly to consumers, and that's how we're able to keep our manufacturing here and local and have a group of craftsmen who come to work every day, and we all work together on creating something.
And there's a certain amount of pride that goes into making your own product. You know, we see Soft Star shoes all over the world, and we say, yeah, we made those in our little workshop. We made them with our own hands.
I've worked at jobs where you never see the end result. Every day I can start a shoe, I can start it from the very beginning, and I see at the very end. That keeps me going, you know, and actually making a product that someone is going to love. I mean, that's huge.
When I started, we were struggling, so it was a matter of working together with the crew and the people that we had. Everyone pulled up the bootstraps and worked together to keep it going.
It's not only a company that is turned into a place where a lot of people want to come work, but also a company that people just don't want to leave. It filters right on down, all the way down to the people that have just started. I think they can feel it when they first come in, and they can tell that this is a very unique place to work.
I think they really care about everything as a whole in the long run. They look towards the future, not just towards the current job they're working on. They're offering to supply all the material and open the shop up for us to come in and do training on different sides of it as far as things that different people aren't fluent at. This is pretty much the only time I've heard of that happening. It seems like pretty much all the doors are always open.
In a startup, no one asks you to do stuff. There's too much stuff to be done. There's nothing that was done that you could point to one person, or very little. It was always the group that came up with it, that you're having brainstorming discussions where you go, I don't know where that idea came from, no one can remember. Well, that's because it came from the group.
You're having to produce a file that is...
I like being in an environment that's constantly pushing me with really smart, really hard-driven, passionate people, but they also have to be people who can crack a joke.
So you just stand in the front like... One of the things I tell new employees is that everything that I solved yesterday will have to be resolved in the very near future. There's always new challenges, and there's always a chance to step in and express your skill set.
We started back in the late 60s, early part of the 70s in a one-car garage on the site of a house I rented in South Salem. We try to first make sure that we have each employee in the right role. We make sure they have all the tools and all the technology they need to have to be as good as they can possibly be. And I think that's what makes employees successful.
The level of cooperation we have with everybody, that is completely different than most other shops. With an independent shop like this, the level of tooling and support that we have, if you run into a roadblock or you need some help, somebody's going to help you.
If I ask you, what's the amount of life insurance I need? Raise your hand if you could confidently answer that question.
There's never a place in this business where you get to the point where you know everything. I mean, I've been in the business 21 years and I still don't know everything there is to know about financial planning.
That might be good to train our agents on actually the amount of life insurance, because
we're just constantly trying to feed them information to help them, get better.
Someone needs to hit the gym a little bit more, Bobby.
I've been working here for about 3.5 years now. I work primarily in the special needs community, helping families from a planning standpoint. We did 2 of those last year. I would like to kind of branch out and do more volunteering opportunities. I think the conversation is a little bit different. It's so much more about getting to know the family on a much deeper level than what generally takes place in any type of financial advisor role. And when I sit down from a family, I know I'm exactly in the right spot and so what I should be doing.
When I come to work every day and I look out the window and I see this incredible view over the Willamette Valley and the Dundee Hills, that's something that it's hard to find in an office job. To be able to witness the winemaking process and to see everything happen and then to be able to taste what is created from that, it's incredible.
So we're looking for a big, juicy wine. That's the style of this one. It's the same and different every year. Every year you have harvest, you have blending, you have bottling, you have summer vacation, but it's different because it's farming, and so you don't know what the elements are going to give you or what style you want to take a certain wine in. So there's always a different challenge thrown into it.
People come into the tasting room all the time and say, wow, everybody here is incredibly happy to be here. They're excited to be here, and I know I won't leave anytime soon.
We're primarily about innovation. The creativity and the collaboration are really just kind of in our DNA. We hire people that not just believe collaboration is good, but that actually have a real passion for it and kind of want to do it on a day-to-day basis.
Our development and design teams work really close together. Everybody gets to learn from each other, their perspectives, their history, their ideas for how we approach, but also for how we implement. Somebody going into a calendar page.
And there's also a lot of autonomy given to us in the process. Just really the freedom to execute the tasks you've been given because, you know, they hired us to do our job, so they let us do our job. I mean, it's just freedom. It's good.